So cross-side bottom week, I think it's probably one of the most sort of fundamental, important weeks of the gym is learning some stuff with cross-side bottom. What I see from watching people's games is that everybody has some stuff that you know how to do in cross-side bottom. And when I watch people roll, some people are really good at cross-side bottom early. Some people are really good at cross-side bottom sort of middle of the fight, and some people are really good at cross-side bottom late. So I want to go over cross-side bottom, looking at those three different fights tonight, early, middle, and late. And what you'll probably find is that one of those you're doing pretty well, but not all three. Sometimes people are doing two pretty well, or you have some stuff to do in all three different fights, but not a real solid package all the way through. So what I want to work through tonight is giving everybody some really good, solid set of fundamental postures and pressures to work against cross-side, whether you're early, sort of middle of the fight, or late. That's what I want to do. So we're going to start with early cross-side bottom fight. And here's how I define it. Everybody done? So on early, if John is already at my side, but he's not blocking out my hip yet. So if you know the fundamental 5 from holding top, blocking out the hip with the knee, the hand, or his hip is going to be early on in his defense. And also he's going to be locking down my upper body, right? So if John doesn't have either one of those things, he has not locked down my upper body and he has not blocked out my hip. Now how is he going to block out my hip? He's going to put something next to my hip. Oftentimes it might be a knee. It might even, if he's standing, it might be a foot. He might just be standing with his foot there blocking out my hip so I can't pull guard. It might be that he's standing and he's got his hand there on my hip. Yeah, so he's blocking out my hip, keeping me from being able to pull guard. So he does not have that yet, and he does not have upper body control. That's early. Mid-fight is if he's already blocked out my hip, but he doesn't have upper body control. Late fight, if he's blocking out my hip and he's got my upper body locked down, that's late. So now we've established what is early, mid, late. So now we're going to start with the early fight. And this is where a lot of people will screw this up, is they bypass early and then they start the fight somewhere in mid or late. So we want to start the fight early. We're going to start with a good posture from here. So as soon as John gets to my side, and I know that guard pass is a done deal, initially I'm going to do elbow to knee here. And what does that do? Protects my hip. So now you can't block my hip out. That's number 1. So I got that. Number 2, in addition to protecting my hip, I need to protect my neck. So he can't reach in and get cross face. Because if he can't get the hip, he's still going to go for the cross face. Still going to get that. So I need to protect that. So I need to build a posture that will allow me to protect this. And here's where we go to the Stephen Hawking posture here. So I'm going to take my head, and instead of doing this, like we normally do in jiu-jitsu, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring it down to the mat like this. So I got my elbow to knee here, and I'm bringing my head down into the mat here, like this, and then I'm going to build a kickstand on this side. And then what is this arm doing? It's hanging out in reserve, and it'll help out here with the cross face if I need. What it's not doing is underhooking. Some guys will underhook here, and it's not a good time to underhook yet, because he hasn't committed his weight forward, and he's just going to kill that arm if I underhook soon. So my posture, kickstand leg, elbow to knee, Stephen Hawking head, and in this hand my elbow stays glued to my body and I can assist. Here. Like that. Does that make sense? So again, elbow to knee, and elbow to knee, it's a little bit of a misnomer. I'm not trying to touch like this. I'm still tucking my elbow into my hip. Like this. Kickstand, bicycle kickstand leg, Stephen Hawking head, elbow touching body here, and I can assist if I need. If I do that, it's going to be really hard for the top guy to capitalize and break me down. Okay? Let's just work that, try it out with your partner a little bit, and then we'll do some drills in a bit. Okay?